Build a big business, you have to do more than just having quality work and delivering on time and on budget. And most contractors can't even get that right. If you're a construction company, let's talk about ways to close more deals and make more money. Areas such as cash flow management, estimating, sales, marketing, training, hiring, negotiating, dealing with clients are all huge aspects of the business. However, there's one system that can literally make a difference on how many sales and how many projects you're closing. And so that's what I want to focus on in this video. A structured sales process allows you to train sales reps to be able to close on your behalf. It makes the sales process consistent for every customer. This basically means you reverse engineered what it takes to close your ideal prospect, and you're forcing that process on every single customer to get the highest likelihood of success. Without a sales process, you're gonna have to fight on charm and referrals alone to close your projects. And that is not something that I wanna rely on if we're trying to scale, run paid advertising, or grow the business. So here's a 10-step process that will help you close more the right way. Tip number one is you need a qualifying questionnaire. Basically, you want to have 3 to 5 questions that you can send to every lead that comes in, and therefore, if they fill it out, they show that they're qualified because they're willing to fill out a little questionnaire, but also gives you important information on whether this is a client you want to work with and pursue or not. A simple example of a question you could ask is, why do you want to complete this project now? If they give you a more thoughtful answer, then that's a more qualified customer. If they don't give you a thoughtful answer, well, then you might know that this customer is just window shopping, might not be that serious. Number 2 is the POC call, the point of contact call. You need to follow up with the lead, ideally right when they come in as a lead and right when they complete the form. That way you have the highest likelihood that they're still in that mind of being a customer, and you can talk to them and have an open conversation that leads to a sale. During this call, you're gonna ask more questions, you're gonna build that rapport, and you're gonna figure out whether or not it's worth having a site visit or a consultation scheduled via Zoom or in person. Make sure this is done in a quiet room where it's not busy, it's not chaotic, and you can take good detailed notes that you're gonna put in your CRM so that anybody else in your company can see it later down the line or when they're following up. Step number 3 is the wow pack. And this is what you send your leads via digitally or in person if you want to go above and beyond, depending on the ticket price of the project, where you can wow your customers before they buy. This wow pack is designed to personalize to the customer, also show projects that really show off the quality of your work and can help you pre-sell them and really just wow them that you are the contractor that they want to go with. And if they're comparing you to other contractors, most of them aren't doing this, and so this is how you can separate yourself. 4, your site visit. So when you're doing these site visits, you should have a checklist of what you're trying to accomplish, and every site visit should be structured in the same way. Again, this ensures quality control, make sure that customers are getting a great experience, and make sure that you get all the information you need in order to sell that customer. You can have a homeowner selection checklist, a meeting agenda, and a separate note page where you have questions that you fill out every single time so that you have consistent information on all the leads that come in. Then you need to sell your preliminary services. This is something that most contractors don't do, and this is also how you can liquidate your cost of advertising, or basically just cover your marketing spend before actually selling the project. At the end of the site visit, you need to clarify what the next steps are. Do they need plans, an estimate, a detailed quote, an engineering report? Bundling these services with your consultation, project management is often a good way to bundle all of these things and set the stage and frame for your customers. Builders really charge for this initial stage. And again, this depends on your confidence and the volume of the leads that you have coming in, but you can call this a dreams to reality package where we go through XYZ services to make sure that your project turns out exactly how you want it to. 6, you need to be pricing for profit. Profit at the end of the day leads to the business staying in business. So you need to be pricing every job based on the percentage markup / profit you want to make at the end of the job. Remember, pricing should never be an afterthought. You should be very methodical about why you're charging the prices you are, and make sure that the value to cost discrepancy is as big as possible. Number 7, this is where most construction companies drop off, which is keeping them warm. While preparing your quotes or your estimates or your next steps, you wanna make sure that you're still communicating with the homeowners to keep them warm. These can be casual conversations, or you're providing value. You might ask a simple question just to keep the conversation flowing, so that it's not just you did a site visit, a week later you're sending a proposal and you're not following up. If you do that, you have a high likelihood of losing leads and people falling through the cracks. And so we prevent that by either setting up automated text messages or texting out to all your leads first thing in the morning. Again, you don't need to overcomplicate this. A little bit is better than nothing. And again, we're just trying to keep the communication path warm between you and your prospect. Number 8 is your quote as an action plan. It should be extremely detailed, but at the same time built and structured in such a way that it's an action plan to get exactly what their dream outcome is. Instead of sending a lengthy, boring, itemized quote that isn't anything special, your quote should outline how you're going to complete the project successfully, and it should address time, budget, trustworthiness, quality, and communication. 9, you should always present your final quote in person. If you want to close the most deals as possible, meeting your clients in person so that you can walk them through their objections and any questions, comments they have, strengthens the relationship and is more likely to get a deal signed. Meeting in person also helps you differentiate yourself from quotes that might be lower than them because you're showing that you really care about the project. And again, you can explain away their concerns and overcome any objections they may have. It's a lot harder to send them a proposal or send them a quote, them looking at the number and then making their decision based on that. Number 10, the contract signing checklist, the moment we've all been waiting for. Ensure everything is in order before you get the contract signed. Administrative tasks, assigning roles, introducing the team that's going to be working on the project. This is an extremely important part of the onboarding process and needs to be done seamlessly to, again, make sure that the customer doesn't regret paying you tons of money. It needs to be a smooth, seamless process that in fact encourages them and needs to resell them on why they chose you as the contractor to work in their home. I hope these 10 steps were useful. Again, this is just an outline. This is stuff that we preach to all of our construction companies in our portfolio. If this sounds like something you need help with implementing, you can reach out to readymedia.solutions and we can help you guys for free. Again, these videos are to provide value. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below and we'll be happy to see you on our next video.